It's less than 2 weeks now until the local government elections. So how prepared is the Independent Electoral Commission to open voting stations to the 26 million registered voters who may turn up on the 1st of November? I'm joined now by the Chief Electoral Officer for the IEC, Mamabolo. Mr. Mamabolo, thank you so much for your time. We know that ballot printing takes weeks and weeks. So are you on schedule with the printing?
Well, good evening, Sally. Quite interesting times, difficult times indeed, but exciting times as well, because there are processes of preparation that are going extremely well, and there are those that are giving us headaches. But as I normally say, this is to be expected when one deals with a program of this magnitude. In terms of the ballot production project, we've made good progress. We are at about 65% complete, and over the next week, we will be finalizing the ballot production process.
All right. So I'm aware, of course, that Action SA has taken you to the Electoral Court, and my understanding is that that matter is going to be heard on Thursday. Action SA is saying that it was not right for you to notify them there'd be a blank space where their abbreviated name should be on the ward councillor list. There's now only going to be their logo. The upshot of it is, if they win at the Electoral Court, you're surely going to have to reprint those ward candidate papers. And I understand this will affect 6 municipalities. Am I correct?
It is indeed so that it would affect that number of municipalities. We hope that we've submitted our papers. Now the matter is in the hands of the court, which will obviously exercise its mind judiciously to the dispute. And whichever way finally the matter is determined, it is for us to ensure that we remain compliant with the orders of court. And to that extent, we will comply as we have done in other previous cases.
All right. So let's say it does go against you. The obvious question is, will you be able to reprint those ballot papers in time, bearing in mind that it affects big metros like Joburg, Pretoria, Ekurhuleni, Durban, among others?
Well, we will pull all stops, as we should, in the interest of electoral democracy, to comply with whatever court order arises from the electoral court. But we want, as I said, to leave the matter in the hands of the courts to evaluate the evidence before it and to issue a judicious order.
Fair enough. Are you going to allow vaccination sites at voting stations on voting day? Is it in fact your call to make?
No, we're working with the Department of Health. They will select some voting stations for pop-up vaccination sites, others just for information dissemination. They are busy with the selection process, and once they've concluded the selection process, then we'll activate those voting stations. We've been working with the Department of Health. We are partners, and to the extent that we can contribute and put shoulder to wheel in the national endeavor to vaccinate as many South Africans as possible, we have to do that.
Can I just use this opportunity to confirm that you do not expect voters to show proof of vaccination to vote? And I'm asking this because there is a lot of fake news floating around. Certainly.
In order to cast a vote on the 1st or even during special voting days, you do not need to adduce proof of vaccination. It is not a requirement. Your constitutional right to choose your councillors is not dependent on whether you are vaccinated or not.
I want to ask you about special votes. That will happen the weekend before. Have you seen a bigger uptake of people applying for special votes this time around compared to previous elections?
Yes, indeed. In 2016, we had 719,000 special votes that were applied for and approved. On this occasion, we have 1.1 million special votes that have been approved for the 30th and the 31st of October. So over 400 more special votes on this occasion than was the case in 2016.
All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us and giving us that update. So, as you say, some headaches, but you think you're 65% complete with the ballot paper printing. One quick question. Are any of you getting any sleep at the moment?
Well, sleep is a rare commodity since the 3rd of September when the Concord issued the judgment. There are colleagues of mine who have been working 7 days a week, pulling 16, 18-hour shifts. It's about to end in 2 weeks.
Yes, exactly. It's the last stretch. Good luck with it all. And thank you very much for chatting to us this evening. We do appreciate it. That, of course, is the Chief Electoral Officer for the IEC, Mamabolo.